Hi there, this is Colby reporting from the BBC News School Report. Today we're going to be interviewing Elizabeth Quigley. We're going to ask her a few questions. Our first question is, what made you become a news journalist?
What made me become a news journalist? Well, I was very interested in the news, in stories, and in asking people questions, finding out about what was happening. So I suppose the short answer to that is I was interested in becoming a journalist because you get to be nosy. You have to be nosy but nice. So that's the key to being a journalist, is being nosy. You have to be nice. No point in being just horrible nosy, but nice nosy. That's good.
Sounds like a pleasant job. Our next question is, what do you like most about your job?
Well, the thing I like most about my job is also the thing I like least, I suppose. The best thing about my job is that every day is different. And that's great. I don't know from day to day really what's going to happen and what I'm going to work on. But that's the worst thing in a way, because you don't know what's going to happen every day, and that's a bit scary sometimes. So that's the best and the worst thing, but on balance.
Our next question is, what do you like least about your job?
Well, that would be the thing I like best about the job, in the kind of unpredictability about it. I don't know what's going to happen, or where I'm going to go, or what story I'm going to report on. So that's the thing I like least. But that is the best thing as well.
Thanks.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, thanks. Now I'm going to hand you over to Jessica, our next reporter.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you. What advice would you give to people who want to become a news journalist like you?
Well, I think you have to be interested in people. You have to listen to what they say and what they are interested in and what they talk about. There's no point in asking questions of people and then not listening to the answers, and not being interested in the answers, because nobody's going to tell you what's happening or what the story's all about if you're not interested in what they're saying. So you have to be interested in all sorts of things, and be interested in all sorts of people. And that's the key to being a good journalist, I think.
Okay. What do you prefer doing reports for the radio or the TV?
I like doing all kinds of reporting, actually, both radio, television. I write for online as well, and I used to be a newspaper reporter. So I like every aspect of the job, but they are very different. Apart from one thing, which is just telling a story really well. And that's the same whether you're in newspapers, radio or television.
Okay, thank you. Sean?
Hi there.
Hello.
My first question is, do you meet many people on your job as a news journalist?
I meet lots of people, not just the people I would work with, because you often work with a big team back in the office and also out on the road. But certainly in all the stories, yeah, you meet lots of different people from a wide variety of backgrounds.
Thank you. And my next question is, are you mainly based in the office, or do you work everywhere?
Everywhere, I think, yeah. Sometimes office-based, sometimes out and about. Yeah, just depends on the story.
Thank you.
Don't know from day to day.
Thank you. Now my last question is, how long have you been working as a journalist?
Well, I became a journalist after university, after graduating and after spending a year abroad. So I became a journalist, I'll just work it out, about 1994, 95. So yeah, quite a few years ago. And it was newspapers first. I worked for the Scotsman, then Scotland on Sunday, then the Daily Mail, and then I joined the BBC in November 1999, so just over 10 years ago I joined the BBC.
That's great. Now I'm going to hand you over to our next reporter, Ellie.
Thanks, Sean. Hello.
Hello.
My first question is, does your job require a lot of effort?
A lot of effort? In what sense? As in, is it hard work?
Yeah.
Well, it can be hard work, yeah. but really fulfilling, really interesting to do, whether it's researching something or going to speak to a lot of people to try and find out what's happening, through to actually interviewing them and getting a story out on the news or on a programme that I might be working for. So it is quite hard work, and can be very hard work, but it's very rewarding, definitely.
My next question is your job challenging?
It is. Every day it's a challenge, yeah, in a good way, because if it wasn't a challenge it would get a bit boring, if it was all a bit humdrum. But no, it is challenging because every day is different, different things going on. Because I not only work for the news programmes, but I have recently been working on a variety of documentaries, and that's a different type of working, and it's really good.
And my last question is, why isn't your surname Swinney?
Now that's a very good question. Why isn't my surname Swinney? Well, I am Elizabeth Quigley, but I am married to your local MSP, who's John Swinney, so you think I would be Mrs. Swinney. But I'm not really. I use Elizabeth Quigley, and have done all my life. Then when I got married, well, I used the name Elizabeth Quigley as a professional news name. That's my name. But yeah, I think Elizabeth Quigley is a great name.
Okay, thank you for answering all our questions. And that ends our report.